me what you're talking about.
So that video where I talk about like why I stopped playing guitar downtown, right? Like last Saturday was my last night. So I posted about everything I told about, like how the foot traffic is little to none, and that people were saying stupid shit to me, recommending stupid songs that are overplayed on the radio. You know, not vibing with us. You know, like we were in Boston. Remember in Boston, everybody was vibing, having a good time.
Oh yeah, that was funny, man. I was like, shit, Boston's dead. But then like once you get some music going, you know,
Dude, I'm still
vibing, dude.
I think out of
Until
every,
like 3 a.m. or something, right?
yeah, about. I think I got to my car like 4 a.m. that night. I think the one shocking part out of everything was the cops didn't show up.
Dude, I was like, still don't get it. Like,
I don't either.
how the fuck? I mean, I played at places that like at like 8 or 9 o'clock they come out and they're like, oh, sir, it's 9 p.m.
Yeah.
Can't wait, so you should leave. I'm like, nobody can fucking hear me, but I don't know. Boston, there was some shit. And I was like in the middle of the city. I was playing. I was like, I was expecting cops to just pull up any second.
Oh, I was too. I was expecting to come up in like. I was expecting to come up in like fucking bicycles and those little golf carts and be like noise complaint. If anything, I predicted they were probably in the back being like, "We have a noise complaint. Oh, this shit's cool, man. We got better." Like, they're probably like, "We got better shit to do. Let's get out of here." But so yeah, like you seen the videos of where downtown Cincinnati's dying, right? Like you see how dead.
I didn't get it because I've been working a lot.
Well, I get that. Well, if you see on the videos, like the foot traffic is like practically empty, right?
That's like old cities, man. You know, like people don't want to do shit anymore.
Yeah,
like they're still there, but it's like there's nothing new happening. You know, it's the fucking problem is that like we don't invest in our cities. You know,
pretty much.
We don't really develop them, and people are like, oh, I'm gonna do this weekend. It's the same bullshit. It's like
right.
That's the problem. Is they don't want to fucking build, man. They
That's
don't want to build shit like that. I don't even know what's going on in Cincinnati, but if I go to other cities and it's Pleasant, I can only imagine there's ain't shit happening there.
Not really. Like where I play it over the Rhine, like since 2016. I look back at what it was like in my 20s because I still have memory. I don't watch TikTok or other stupid entertainment bullshit, and my nutrition's been getting better from not drinking, so my memory's still pretty good. And I look back at what it was like in like 2015, and I remember the foot traffic used to be left and right, like dozens of people walking here. This area had a bypass where I parked.
That's what I was like some pre-COVID shit.
Yeah, like pre-COVID, basically.
First of all, COVID destroyed everything, right?
Yeah.
For like America, and only few places have even been able to partially recover.
Yeah, Cincinnati.
So like if you expect like a place like New York, right? That still I feel only is partially recovered. Places like that don't even exist, man. Like, there's ain't shit going on. Everyone moved the fuck out of there.
Yeah, that's what happened, dude. That's what happened in Cincinnati. Apparently, when I first made the video, like back in November, a local who lives here told me that it's because the 2020 riots and all that bullshit was making people leave, and some of them, I guess, just never came back.
Yeah.
Because like pre-COVID.
You gotta fucking get out of that shit.
Dude, I would love to go back to New York. Like, New York was popping when I was there last year. Shit,
popping now, still. Like, you know, apart from all the, you know, BS, it's still popping.
Right?
There's a bunch of shit going on.
Shit, even
Philly, you know, the East Coast, you know, is still like partially alive, you know?
What about Miami? You were there after I was there. How was it?
No, Miami's popping, but it's like a different kind of popping.
Gotcha.
Because I don't know. It's like you're in your mid-20s, like, you know, it's like your fantasy land right there. You
know? For me?
It's just like certain age groups, if you're into certain shit,
right?
It's like the perfect spot for you. Like, if you're a fucking retired goofball who's got, like, billions of dollars and a bimbo wife he wants to show off in a convertible.
Yeah.
That's like Miami for you.
Oh yeah.
You know. If you're like a rich douche that wants to play golf every day and like do absolutely nothing else, then you got like Naples area. You know?
Oh yeah, I've never been to Naples.
You know, West Florida.
I've never been to Naples. I heard it's really nice.
It's really nice. It's just like you get to a point where like every car is like a super high-end SUV, like
interesting.
Jaguar Audi, like super high-end, and it's always the guy wearing a golf shirt with like a bimbo wife just sitting. You know, like everybody's in a golf shirt, and like I get in the parking lot, and some dude's just like walking around with golf clubs, like showing off like a golf club. Like, I'm like, who gives a fuck about this shit?
I don't golf.
Even I play golf in Brooklyn. You know, there's a golf course in Brooklyn.
Yeah, that's Diker. That's Diker Beach.
I just like, bro, you fucking take whatever it is, just have fun with it. You know.
Isn't that the you're talking about Diker Beach golf course, right?
That's you.
Because like, that was where I parked my car.
I once snuck into Diker Beach with my friends drunk at like 3 a.m.
Damn.
And just started golfing, like out in the open, like.
I used to.
Before there was security everywhere.
I remember I used to go to the Diker Beach golf course just to take a piss in their bathroom, and nobody gave a shit. Like I'm walking right in the entrance next to the dining room, and I'm waving to people, and they don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on what's happening. Like I remember there was an event where they had guys on the front driveway with like machine guns.
Oh
like,
shit.
Because it's some really high-end security shit.
Oh yeah, imagine.
But it's like it's New York. Like New York, man. It's like when you're there, you kind of get used to that kind of shit. Like celebrities, popping out of nowhere.
Oh, dude.
And you see like a celebrity, and you're like, oh, okay, and nobody cares.
Yeah, over here in Cincinnati, we had some movie that was. We had a movie that was filmed here in 2015 to where it looked like New York in the 50s. We had another movie filmed here recently, and so now Cincinnati thinks there's something special because movies were filmed there. But every time I go there on a Friday or Saturday night, like, there's little to no foot traffic everywhere.
You're wasting your time there, man.
I feel like it, dude. That's why I stopped playing there last Saturday. I was like, dude, there's no foot traffic. I'm not making money in my case. I get annoying people bothering me all day. Like, it's... Yeah, and that's why I stopped playing there. And I'm just like, I don't get it. Like, the city used to be so fucking cool back in my 20s. Like, it was...
Yeah, you can't change cities.
Yeah, that's exactly it. But
that's the thing, like, people fantasize about it. It's like, okay, maybe the time will come in like a decade or something. But
that ain't.
You're not gonna be the one that's gonna be like, I'm gonna change a city.
No, you can't change it.
It takes like an effort,
right?
Thousands of people.
It does. From what I'm analyzing and the vibe of the city, it's like it just feels like it just died. That's the best I can describe it. It just died.
And you leave. That's it.
Yeah.
What you staying here for?
I thought of getting a college or go to school for something, learn a better skill so I can work in another country. That's really what I'm trying to do.
Man, college now, it's like you're asking for depth,
Well, not a 4-year college, more like a junior college kind of degree. Not like college, but JC. Something to learn a new skill very quick and get a degree, Because I learned college is a big waste of your time. Yeah, personally, I say fuck college, but JC isn't too bad.
What
like...
are you gonna learn?
What?
What are you gonna learn?
I thought of civil engineering, like an 18-month course to it, where I can learn construction work.
All this shit is it gonna be taken by AI. You don't realize like AI is already taking jobs.
It's taking everything.
And they're slowly rolling out because they know once it really comes out,
right?
Fuck, you can say goodbye to a lot of fuckers, man. Like useless fucks.
Shit, hey.
It's gonna be millions of people.
Hell, AI is gonna. Oh, I heard they're gonna take 95% of everything once.
It's gonna be. Listen, you better come up with some shit. I mean, like for example, musicians won't get taken over ever. I don't give a fuck what anybody says about AI, music or that hologram bullshit, man.
Oh yeah.
Fuck that, man. I don't give a fuck about no hologram.
They're right.
I don't give a fuck about hologram. That's a fad, dude. That shit ain't gonna last, man.
Right. Like, I used to make.
You're never gonna see a robot playing a jazz solo, like ever. You can't. There's so much feeling involved. Like they're never gonna have emotion. They're gonna have a soul.
Right. I would make joke.
How can you beat that?
Right.
It's by having the soul and putting your soul out there. I mean, like, hey, this is me. I'm a real human being, you know. Shit.
If there is one thing playing guitar downtown every Saturday has taught me, it's to put your soul out into the world. Like, it takes balls to play in front of people, dude. It builds courage. That's actually the big reason I kept doing it. Like, I didn't give a fuck about the money in the case. I was just wanting to build courage to play in front of lots of people.
You can.
But
and it sucks because you get like the first time I got like a $50 bill, I was like, oh shit, that's cool.
Right.
But that doesn't happen that often.
Oh yeah.
And people like want to stop and talk. I'm like, listen.
Oh dude, those people.
I kind of play like.
Dude.
Like, I let anybody. Listen, I talk to anybody. Yeah. I let anybody sit on my drum set.
Oh my god, that dude.
That's like the foundation for being a public musician is that you can be cool with people. It doesn't matter who it is,
Right. The ones that I mentioned this on the video is the ones that irritate me the most are the ones who stop and talk. No, actually, I mentioned the women.
Yeah, like they don't stop. Like it's okay to talk for a bit.
Right. I had, dude.
But yeah, there was like some. There's a lot of people that want to talk my head off about ear and technique. I'm like, listen, I don't even know what you're talking about.
Right.
This kid's like, dude, you're the best fucking drummer I've heard in years, man. Like, what's your technique? I'm like, listen, it's right here. I just ordered this next to me.
Right.
Like,
I
don't think about it.
I had one guy. No.
Dude, like, I didn't go to Juilliard, for this shit.
I actually had one guy who was making fun of me saying, "What music do you play?" And I give him that smart ass look and said, "Do you have any ears, buddy?"
That's another one.
Like, do you?
Another one of these kids like, oh, what genre is this or what?
Yeah.
Like, I'm past genre.
And then people will say to me like, "Hey, can you play this? Can you play that?" And I was like, "Hey, can you shut the fuck up and listen to what I'm playing?"
It's the same. Yeah, like people will say like, this, and
yeah.
Like, just sit down and listen. Like,
right. That's what I want to say so badly.
And these three kids who were tripping. They were all on acid. I didn't know this.
Oh shit.
But they were all tripping on acid. And I spoke to them after because they just kept like ignoring. But they sat like a distance from me, like like pretty far distance, but just sat and watched me for like over an hour. And I'm kidding, like just nonstop. I was just going on. And these kids were tripping, and this kid drew some shit like a book while I was playing. And it's like some really trippy drawing that I've kept through the years. It's like
nice.
It's stuff like that. Keeps you going.
Right.
Like honest people that like respect it.
That's how it used to be when I played downtown years ago. Like, I get that change is evolving, but if it's not changing for the
it's not there. Like
like I get that. Like
select few people that
yeah.
that appreciate it, but
yeah.
the world is not even there yet to like even start to like
Right.
realizing it.
It's like,
yeah, like.
I actually said that to the ending of the video. Like, I get that the world is changing, but the world was changing in my time very fast, but for the positive. Now it's not changing for the better. It's like, I get that.
Slowly changing, but you gotta be on the right side of things. Where it's
right.
Like, where you at right now, you ain't gonna see shit happening.
True.
But if you go to New York right now, you know, there's like all kinds of protests, both left and right, you know.
Still?
Trump, like, it's all over that, but there's still a lot of shit going on.
Oh, yeah. Are you in New York right now?
No, I just came back.
I was gonna, so, is that protest?
I'm going back in a few days.
Is that protest about Donald Trump still going on? Like the truckers and shit? Or
yeah,
not?
Yeah, there's all kinds of... Look, those guys are all over fucking New York.
Because I don't hear about it anymore. And I don't know if it faded away.
Yeah, because there's a lot of pussies that are scared to speak their truth. It doesn't matter who you're for, man. But
right.
It's like, if somebody asks you, just be honest. You know, because you know, there's a lot of people that I worked with or something that, like, you can tell, like, they're just scared to say, you know, how they feel. They're like, oh, I'm neutral. I'm neutral.
Have you seen A Bronx Tale? You ever watched A Bronx Tale where Sonny talks to C and he asks him, is it better to be loved or feared? You can tell by what people are telling and saying, they don't love the government, they basically fear it. It's their fear that keeps them loyal. Because if you notice on social media, people say comments on my videos like all the time of political shit, but when you see them out in the real world or talk to them in person, they hate what's going on. Like, they hate the rules. It's like they're living in fear. Like, as a bartender, I can read that. It's like, it's not that they love it and comply, they just fear it. You know, they fear to speak out. And I think that's what's going on. Like, I can just tell because every time I speak anything on my YouTube channel, I get loads of comments saying about how I'm wrong or stupid or that I'm an idiot or I get laughed at. You know, at first it's overwhelming, but after a while you can just learn to ignore it.
Yeah, like you're wasting time in that shitty city, man.
Dude,
it's like
it is.
You're wasting your time.
Right.
You're playing for people that, you know, don't even have like conscious awareness of, you know, what even the basis for what, you know, you're doing.
Yeah,
you
that's
know? So it's like it's flying over their head.
Pretty much.
It was the same shit like when I got to Tampa.
Oh yeah.
You know? Obviously the weather and the beach was great, but it's like when I was playing, you know, out, I was playing like middle of the city, then like on the pier, on the, you know, boardwalks, like all kinds of hot spots, and it's fucking dead. It's fucking dead. Like there was people, but like there wasn't any like energy, you know, happening. Like
yeah, that's what it is.
Like even the people that would give me money or talk to me or just, you know, like, you know, say, oh, it's great. Like it just felt like kind of like almost like controlled or something, you know? Like,
yeah,
that's I'm used to that.
That's the same feeling up here. Like it's like what I say in the video. Like you may not be able to see it being a dying city, but you can sure as hell feel it.
No, I know that shit. It's just
like
you like, you know, it's up to you to get out of there because you're really just wasting time.
Well, my car don't got an AC, man. It gets hot out there in that car. The AC don't work.
You just put some fans in it, man.
Well, there is a fan in it. It just blows out hot air.
Right, you don't really need. You just need like some fans, man.
Right.
Some fans in your car charger.
Yeah. But
you're good. That's like.
I don't know what happened to the. I don't know if.
In New York that actually put an air conditioner in his back window.
It's just like those. It's like those memes you see on the internet where they
like
put.
A real air conditioner.
You gotta admit that's pretty clever.
He broke his own window and taped up this fucking air conditioner.
You gotta admit that's.
I mean, you could do that in New York. They're not gonna say shit. Like you see that.
But what about inspection stickers? Don't they do inspections there?
Yeah, but you can piss a guy off.
That's what I did in Maine, dude. I had my buddy's wife, who I lived with. She had to pay a mechanic like extra to get that sticker. I think I paid like $88 to get the inspection sticker.
It's a whole another scam, like.
Yeah, dude, like hearing, oh, dude.
This, bro. You get a car. You should be able to fucking drive your car without all that bullshit. Like that's how it used to be. You know, when cars came out, it's like you just drove.
No, that's how it is here in Ohio. Like we have
First
people.
of all, you don't even need a license plate because I see cars around. You know that private plate.
Yeah.
You ever see the private where it says private?
If I saw.
The first time I saw that, I thought the guy was in the it was like some military term, private or something.
Well, I actually, when I was in Lewiston.
Like, no, but that's the thing though. They can't do shit because the actual law says, if you're a private citizen, like what's it called, the sovereign citizen.
Yeah.
You don't need a fucking plate. You don't need shit. You don't need insurance. You don't need ID. Like if you like convince them that you're a sovereign citizen and you're separate from all that shit, like you're good.
Right.
There's actually guys that do that. They carry like a textbook. They just print out all the paperwork. It's legit. Like I haven't read it, but I read about it. So like cops don't even want to do it. So you can actually have a car and just put no plate or just private plate. No insurance, no register, nothing.
Nice.
And if you want to deal with cops, you just do that, and you just carry that book around, showing your rights, and
the trifold.
So it's like you're begging for a lawsuit, but the thing is, like, it's such a headache to deal with that.
Right.
And I'm like, I'm not really trying to get pulled over in the first place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm not gonna be doing that, but I was thinking about it because, like, man, I got pulled over by a cop, and that shit kind of, like, ruined my week, Like, just, it's such a, like, when those fucking pigs, like, those real pigs.
Oh, yeah.
Like, not even, like, a cop, like a pig.
Yeah.
And it's, like, they're so nasty and disrespectful. Like, it kind of stings you, like, you're just like, oh, man, I can't believe I live in this kind of world. Like,
yeah.
And I got, like, gotta pay this ticket, like, $200 and shit, and like, you're like, man, what the fuck is this, dude? Like, why do we live in this kind of world? This is
fucking people want common food.
The thing about New York is you can disappear, and like cops are kind of like irrelevant because they really don't do shit.
Dude, I remember when I was in New York last year, right by Brooklyn. I was smoking a joint right next to the NYPD, and they walked right past me like they didn't give a fuck. But then, well,
they get paid not to give a fuck now.
But marijuana is legal in New York, but I figured there'd be a rule about smoking on the streets, but they didn't give a shit. When I was actually riding my bike in South Manhattan, south of Times Square, like the south of Manhattan where like it has all the delis and the convenience stores and shit. I was over there and I saw like homeless people drinking alcohol out of brown paper bags right on the sidewalk. Oh, I can imagine because like you'll see like alcohol bottles and glasses in the sidewalk broken. You'll smell the alcohol. You'll see them smoking cigarettes.
I mean, shit, like I've been through all that. Like I remember as a kid, like when I was, really dumb. I was really heavy drinking. Like a bottle of vodka in my backpack, right? And I already drank like probably over half of it, and I'm like super fucked up, and I'm like drinking other people and shit. Like people used to just buy your own bottle, like have you ever had like this is in high school, like so like late high school, like everyone had a backpack, you just buy a bottle. Out with people and shit, and everyone's like, got their bottle and sharing whatever, the drinks and shit. But then I ended up like going somewhere else, and I think it was I don't remember if it was a cop or security. But I remember the situation was funny because, like, they're talking to me or something, and I was like, I'm trying to get in, and they're like, sir, your backpack's leaking. And they look back, and literally it's like vodka just pouring out of my fucking backpack. Like, fully pouring out. And I'm like, oh, it's my water bottle.
You would think.
I opened my bag, like, the fucking bottle is, like, open. Just open, and it's, like, all spilled out. I'm like, fuck. My backpack is, like, dripping out vodka all over.
Don't you think they could smell that vodka?
It's like, oh, that's water. It's just water.
Don't you think?
Like, okay, sir.
I was gonna say, vodka is something you can smell a mile away, especially when it's leaking.
Yeah, well, when you're in clubs like that, you can't smell shit to begin with.
Ah, very fair. But so yeah, like, I remember.
Bar? Have you been to the oldest bar in New York?
No, I don't know where it was. Otherwise, I would have went.
There's like, I always forget the name, but if you look, it's like the oldest bar in New York. It's like downtown, right? And when you walk in, like, they kept all the original wood.
Shit.
From, like, hundreds of years ago. So it's like the original flooring, and that place smells like, God, like a fucking Irishman's dream or something.
I'll have to check it out when I go back, dude. I plan to go back there this summer.
Super vibey, man.
Dude.
That's the thing I like about New York is there's super, like, vibey spots.
It does. Here in Cincinnati, I actually mentioned on my video that Arnold's bar I told you about, that's the oldest bar downtown. And that's why it had so much customers, because of its history, right? Another reason I know it's dying is because Arnold's bar has like fucking 10 people on a Saturday with one bartender. It used to have 3 bartenders with people running around like a chicken's head cut off, free pouring, dancing around.
Yeah, those days are over.
Yeah, those days are long over.
First of all, people in general aren't drinking as much as they used to.
I was about to get to that. I remember you were talking about that. You were telling me people are starting to wake up and realize that going out drinking and partying sucks.
People are smoking, more weed, like, almost kind of like socially now. And
right. I actually do that every night. I got my weed right here in my tin. Every time I smoke it, I like to clean it out with shampoo water and soap and shit. And I stir it around to get all the tar out of it. And then I smoke it again, because if I have a pipe, I want that crisp, clean hit every time I smoke it, I don't want to, like, reuse that dirty old tar and shit, you know what I'm saying?
It was funny when weed got legalized in New York, and I almost, like, didn't believe it.
Right.
For a while. I was like, nah, this can't be real. I used to get arrested for, I've gotten, like, tickets for weed.
Me too. Me too.
And so, like, I'm like, nah, this can't be real.
Me too.
Like, I still don't believe it. So actually, for a while, I didn't even buy from those spots because I was, like, just not believing it. And I finally, I walked past this place, like, oh, fuck, I'm just gonna go and do it. And, like, it was like, I was, like, almost not wanting to support it. I knew they were, like, for the government and shit, and I was just kind of confused about it, right?
That's how I was too.
Huh?
That's how I was too when it legalized in Maine.
Yeah. So I walk into this place, and it was like a spot in Chinatown, like West Chinatown, kind of this rundown spot.
Oh, yeah.
Like, this place looks so vibey, I have to go in.
Right.
I walk in, it's like some fucking. First thing you see is, like, mad open space, like this huge gallery, like with this huge, like, space of nothingness, and down at the end it's like a bunch of weed just, like, stacked up, like, not even organized, it's just, like, stacked up. With some dudes playing, like, Halo 1 on a projector.
Nice. So you know where.
I gotta buy out these fucking guys, right? Yeah, come on. The dude's like throws his fucking controller down and, like, starts, like, telling me about every stream, like.
Oh yeah, they got it memorized.
I'm just like, yeah, this is not so bad.
There was a place in Times Square called Exotic Convenience where they put a convenience store and a weed shop together, and I was like, dude, that is genius. So I'm walking in Times Square on my video, right, and I see this convenience store called Extraordinary Convenience or whatever, and it was a convenience store, and a pot shop mixed together. And I was like, dude, that is genius.
Yeah.
Like, I was in Brooklyn right by Bay Ridge, and there was a pot shop where you had to be like buzzed in, I think after 10 p.m. And I can't remember what it was, but it was a really long joint, like about 6 inches or so, and it was $10. Like, I was amazed that weed was legal.
Yeah. No, when they did that stuff, man, people calm the fuck down.
Yeah, dude, it was legal when I was in Boston too. Like,
you gotta know how to control it though, because like when you smoke too much, you turn into a potato.
What do you mean?
You become a potato. You don't want to do shit.
Yeah, that happened. That happened to me after I got back from Miami, but once the smoke cleared up about a few weeks ago, I was sober for about 2 weeks and I started moving around again, and I've been dropping weight very quickly. My shape's been getting back. I actually haven't even smoking as much. I actually haven't smoked in about 3 days.
Yeah, when I was in Miami, I actually didn't see like any much weed usage there.
Oh, dude, back in 2021 when I was living there, you could smell weed all over South Beach. They were smoking it in front of cops.
What I mean is like, you didn't see shops.
Oh yeah, they're
shops like in New York and every other block now.
So actually, they do have it legalized, but apparently it's not completely legal. So it's like hemp or whatever you call it, and apparently it's 50% weaker.
Yeah, that Delta 9 crap. Yeah, I don't fuck with that shit.
It sucks, dude. When I was there in January, I had to smoke like the whole entire joint or two just to feel a normal high off a pipe.
No, that's funny. You didn't want to be smoking that shit. That's like poison.
So like,
fucking DeSantis, man, that piece of shit. He's like, we want Florida to be a free state.
But you gotta.
We declare Florida free.
Hold on.
It's like you can't even buy weed, right?
Oh, hold on. Yeah, hold on. Here's my speech.
New York is like, oh, we're gonna come down. We're gonna come down.
So here's a funny part about Ron DeSantis. So here's a funny part about Ron DeSantis.
We're a free state, but you gotta pay for parking, pay for this, pay for that, pay to go on the beach. We close it all after work, and we want you to buy.
But we're a free state.
We declare your money free state.
Right.
We want your money for a free state, so...
My neighbor, so...
It's crazy.
So, like, my next door neighbor...
Florida, I couldn't imagine not living where it's like you can't even park in front of your house without a meter, because they got meters everywhere, man.
In Florida?
I was in the middle of nowhere in Florida, like, driving down.
Yeah.
Nowhere. Like you couldn't even, like, I didn't see, like, no fucking human being in sight, and, like, I stop somewhere, it's like a fucking meter. I'm like, man, ain't nobody paying this shit. I'm not paying this shit.
Right. Dude, my next door neighbor, who is a Republican, him and I were talking about Ron DeSantis, and he says that I don't think he'd be up there any good if he was president. Like, he ended up talking shit about everybody, and he hasn't done anything since.
Yeah, listen, DeSantis is an actor, and he, as far as he's done, like, there's some things, like, Florida still has so many issues.
Oh, yeah.
So many problems.
Always has.
I couldn't imagine what he would do to a whole country if he can't even fix a fucking state.
I don't even want to know. Honestly, I do not wish to know. That's a nightmare I wish to avoid.
What's up?
That's a nightmare I wish to avoid.
Oh, yeah.
But
he's a great, political nemesis,
Yeah. I remember.
Like the guy. First of all, the guy wears fucking high heels. Okay.
I saw that video. I saw that.
Yeah, he wears high heels. Like, he's got all that, those high top boots, but they got like that. What's it called? I forgot the name of it. Where it's like a heel inside. It's like a hidden heel. And the guy made like a video. I remember like dissecting all.
Yeah, you were sending that to me. I saw that, and I was like,
it was so funny because like I could care less, but someone went out their way to make like that video, And it's like, that's all I needed to see.
Right.
I was like, bro, what kind of man? Like, okay, if you're short, you can still be like a human.
Right.
You know, it's like, you know, you gotta play your cards. You know, whatever you're dealt.
Pretty much.
But that guy's a bitch, dude. You know, he was all like, you know, cooling up and shit. Everybody was like, yeah, he's cool, but he's a fucking actor, man. He's a fucking actor. Really.
Back in
He did not fix Florida. Once he fixes Florida, I might, you know. The fuck, man, you can't even drive in fucking Florida, bro. You can't drive in that state.
Oh,
You
God.
can't. Without losing your mind.
Oh, I know. I remember when, dude.
I still have dreams about that light on the corner. Where it's like, you're having nightmares about waiting for that left turn light. The light is like over blocked down, and you're like, how are you gonna make this shit?
Dude, I remember that's how it was in. I remember that's how it was when I remember that's how it was in Miami. There was like a half a mile long of traffic on a left turn, and once it turns green, it's like 4 seconds. Then it turns red, but then the light to turn green for the straight is like 5 minutes long. Then the other one's 5 minutes long, but then the left turns like 4 seconds, and it's like, oh my fucking fuck. It drives you mentally insane.
I still have like dreams about that, like just man, it was so bad. I'm like, listen, I don't think I can live here. Like, maybe if I'm 70 years old and I have nothing happening in my life, and you know, I want that time to think.
Yeah.
I'm taking a lot of time to think when it's sitting in traffic.
Right.
Especially in Miami, like especially in Brickell.
Oh God, Brickell was the worst.
If you get caught in Brickell,
oh God,
it's like the same. It's like the same feeling as when like your subway cart is crossing a bridge or something, and like some fucking drunk, smelly motherfucker comes in and says, "Yo, I'm taking over this shit. You can do nothing about it." It's just
right.
Like, fuck. You're just like, you're looking at your map, it's full red. And then, like, you zoom out, it's still all red. And you zoom out.
Right.
And the whole Florida is just red.
Yeah.
Where am I going right now?
I fucking hated, dude, I hated Brickell.
I gotta figure out, like, where I'm even going, because it doesn't even make sense to drive, right?
Right.
That was awful.
Alright, I'm gonna...
I still have footage, dude. I still have footage that I might put in that video if it ever comes around to make it, but
right.
It's like I'm sitting in Brickell and I'm driving and I see like all these road closures.
Oh yeah.
And there's nothing happening.
Oh yeah.
So it's like all these streets are closed and they're like, oh, but there's nothing out. There's no construction. There's nothing even going on.
Sounds about right.
So what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah. Oh yeah, so like my phone, you know how it runs out of storage? Is there anything you want to say about the videos before I end the video, like of Cincinnati, or it's just a waste of time after that?
Like what?
Like anything you have to say about the Cincinnati dying out? Any comments at all before the phone runs out of storage?
It's just a waste of time, man. You already know, you know?
Gotcha.
It's a dead city, and
there you go.
You're wasting your time even talking about that city, you know?
There you go.
So move on.
There we go.
You know, find other places to play, you know, find other shit happening.
There we go. Because,
that's kind of what they can do, right? Because you're not going to revive the fucking city.
No, definitely not. I just want to get the fuck out of it like everybody else did. Fuck that city.
Yeah, you're not going to be like, yeah, I'm still here and I'm going to make it better.
No, sorry. I'm the kind of guy who goes to the city where it's vibing, you know?
Yeah. Kids stick around and everyone's like left.
Yeah. That's kind of how it was in San Diego. Believe it or not, 5 years ago today was when I first got to San Diego, so I'm having memory lane right now. I come to San Diego and I'm like, dude, where's the events? Where's the action? Where's the California dream? Oh, it left. Okay, cool. I'm leaving too. Bye. You know, it's kind of how it is here. But yeah, we'll end the podcast on the camera because it tends to lose memory after an hour.